So, Marvel Studios had announced a Thunderbolts movie a while back. Then they announced the lineup for who the Thunderbolts were going to be. Now it appears as though we have a rumor, not an official announcement, of who the villain of that film might be. What has been officially announced, what Kevin Feige has said, is Julie Louis-Dreyfus would reprise her role as Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Call her Lady Hydra for some reason, but okay. And David Harbour would reprise his role as Red Guardian. Then he's going to add in Hannah John Kamen, who would return the role of the gender-swapped Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Wyatt Russell joined the team as U.S. agent. Then it's going to be rounded out by the gender-swapped Taskmaster, the completely character-swapped Black Widow for Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova, and then the Winter Soldier to round out the team. Now, the article points out this is a radical departure from the original Thunderbolts team that was introduced way back when. Now, there has been numerous iterations of the Thunderbolts teams, don't get me wrong. However, Marvel has once again shit the bricks by passing up an opportunity to put out one of the single greatest Thunderbolts team. I mean, I know why they didn't do it, but check this out. Boom! That's right. That was a Thunderbolts team. In case you don't recognize, we got Red Hulk, going to be played by Harrison Ford. We've got, that is actually a Venom, Tom Hardy, boom, bust that roll out. Elektra, we can have the returning Elektra from the Daredevil TV show. That would be cool. We have the Punisher. John Barenthal, I believe, is available, again, from the TV shows. And finally, my main man, everybody loves him, Deadpool. That was a Thunderbolts team. That would be an amazing movie. Obviously, they don't want to introduce Deadpool in that fashion. They want to do it with his own film. It would have been great if they had waited a little bit. All right, finally we get into rumor mill. As the article states, Marvel Studios hasn't revealed a lot of details about the film. A rumor from a Twitter user, Can We Get Toast, claimed back in December that Sentry would feature as the villain of the film and that the character would be created by Louis-Dreyfus's Contessa Valentina, Madam Hydra. Okay, so that was step one. Step two is a more recent tweet in which same user, Can We Get Some Toast, said that they needed to clarify that Sentry is the physical antagonist for the team, but the master behind it all is Val, which goes in toe-to-toe with her creating Sentry. But this brings up a couple of valid questions. First and foremost, for the uninitiated, who the hell is Sentry? Well, boom. That's Sentry right there. Does he look familiar? He should. Without any sort of pretense, doubt, or question, that is Superman. I would even dare to say Superman on steroids, if that's somehow possible. Bottom line, Sentry has absolutely every power that Superman has. Flight and vulnerability, laser eyes, super strength, the whole 9 yards. He's got everything. Plus, on top of that, he's supposedly immortal. He can beat up cosmic beings. It's a bit ridiculous. His origin, which does tie in with the rumor, is such that basically overweight, middle-aged guy, he was given the, cosmic super steroid version of the Captain American Super Soldier Serum, which I know Marvel Studios is big on. Then he combined with this thing called the Void. Again, it gets all kind of twisted and convoluted. At the end of the day, he pops out the other end, Superman. Now, the only thing slightly interesting about the comic book version that I'm not sure whether they're going to translate to the screen effectively or not is, since he's basically omnipotent, they had to do a couple of limiters to make the character even mildly interesting, and to be all honestly, he isn't that interesting. So, the first one is possibly the most interesting. For every good deed that he does, there is a counter bad deed that he does. And so he's not exactly the Boy Scout hero that Superman is. This has to do with his time in the void. Again, convoluted, it's unimportant. The second thing is he's oftentimes, for lack of a better word, scared of his own power set. And as such, he refuses to use it, or he's afraid of the fact that if he does do good, there's going to be some intended bad with it. Okay? So these are interesting concepts. Might be a little bit difficult to translate on screen, might be even a little too, high concept. I suspect, if this is in fact true, that he will be created and will just be a really super soldier, but not actually Superman. Probably won't be able to fly. That somewhat grounds it in the reality that most of the Marvel stuff has been grounded in. The cosmic stuff they get a pass on because they can just say it's cosmic. But when you're on, Earth and it's Earthbound, which all those heroes are, then it should probably definitely be toned back a bit. So that was the first one. The second one is, who knows if this source is accurate or not. I don't claim to be omniscient in who is a reliable source and who isn't. It doesn't have anything to do with the name. It just is the internet. And anything on the internet has to be taken with a grain of salt. However, by the same token, people are so wrapped up, so tied into these things. There are so many connections. There's now so many leaks. There's so much disrespect for the industry. There's so much desire to be the person who scoops this and scoops that this might actually be true. Only time will tell. Now that you guys know a little bit more about the Sentry, what do you think? Let's talk about it. Obey your king. Subscribe to the channel and click the notification icon.